Happy Labor Day, Chicago. We are T-minus 6 days from the kickoff of the Chicago Bears 2024 Comeback Tour. Thank you for joining us on this big-time football night in Chicago on the voice of the Chicago sports fan. Chicago Sports Podcast, Monsters of the Madhouse. On behalf of our entire CSP crew, thank you for everything you do as part of the hardest working team in the world, the American workforce. Tonight, friends, let us do the work for you and get you prepped on both sides of the ball for the Bears' critical high noon season opener this Sunday against the Tennessee Titans. We're your quarterbacks tonight. Tonight, CSP hosts are as follows. D-Lock, the rebirth of D-Lock, a.k.a. Darius. Salty Dog, Brandon 2.0, and my boy Dustin.
What up?
How you guys doing, man? You guys had a great show.
Yo.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, we appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all tuning in. We're doing our best. We're trying to get something rolling and build both brands up and have a lot of fun doing it, talking Chicago sports, guys.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, four stars, man. They're great. We'll talk about them in a little bit. Without further ado, the man of the hour has got here, and he is ready. And it's time to take it to the bank. I wish I had a little coin machine thing or a little slot. Yeah, dude, dropping it. So, friends, we know you have a million questions of the Bears, and we have just the man to answer them all with the stone cold take it to the bank truth. He is a 3-time Emmy-winning Chicago sports media legend who has been on the scene and sometimes on the call of the biggest Chicago sports moments of the last 30 years. He broke into the Chicago sports game in 1995, the year I graduated, with WGM and quickly hit number one, hosting the city's top-rated sports talk radio show, Sports Central, with former Bears great Tom Waddle. He was also leadoff man and the closer for WGN's TV and radio Chicago Cubs coverage for nearly a quarter century. That's right, a quarter century, folks. At NBC Sports Chicago, he piloted the Emmy-winning sports talk shows Chicago Tribune Live and Sports Talk Live. Today, he is co-host of the ultra-entertaining Cap and J Hood with Jonathan Hood on ESPN 1000 weekday mornings. He is a Chicago Sports Hall of Famer. He is Mr. Chicago. He is David Kaplan. Dave, welcome back to the Madhouse. How you doing, brother?
It's great to be with you guys. And we're on the precipice of the football season getting started, and I just cannot freaking wait till next Sunday and see how our Bears look.
Bro, I was so excited. I was like a kid in a candy store. Cap was introducing everyone. He was like the moderator of the ESPN festival. He was coming in hot. He had a bunch of hot takes, man. He was live and on fire. You boys, I encourage you this year to do it. You guys got busy, but next year, hopefully we can get a early date release or something so we can all plan our schedules around it. It is a good time, man. It is a good time.
Yeah, it's great.
Dave, start with the money question right out of the gate, man. It's the question of the mind that every Bears fan across the world has been waiting for. After a list draft that may have landed their first true franchise quarterback since Sid Luckman, after a stellar free agent season that landed Pro Bowl impact players like Keenan Allen, and after a 4-0 preseason run against a who's who of 2023 AFC teams, including the 2023 Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs, who are the Chicago Bears to you, and are they even a playoff team?
Yeah, I believe they are a playoff team. I do. Look, you got to get blessed by the football gods with great health. I remember Brian Urlacher dislocating his thumb in the first half of the first game against the Packers many years ago. And he said, I'm going back in. And the doctor said, no, you're not. You're done for the year, or you'll lose the ability to use your thumb. That's how fast stuff could change. Tom Brady blew his ACL in week 1. That stuff can happen. If they're blessed with solid health, nobody goes with no injuries, but if they're blessed with solid health, I really believe this is a 10-win football team. You got a rookie quarterback. It's going to have some ups and downs. There's no question about that. But I just think if you look back at Mitch Trubisky, I mean, we all hoped he'd be better. He wasn't.
Yeah.
We hoped he'd be better. He wasn't. Rex Grossman, Cade McNown, all these dudes, none of them look like the guy we have now. And on my YouTube channel, I have a couple players that are working for us that are doing their own shows. Kevin Byard and Mercedes Lewis, both of whom are captains. They were just announced for the team this year. And I said, okay, I want you guys as veterans. Mercedes, you're in your 19th year. Tell me about Caleb. He's like, dude, Aaron's one of my best friends, Rogers. He said, I'm just telling you, this cat is different. This kid is unbelievable. Now he's just got to go out and do it. So let's see.
Yeah, I agree with those injuries too, Cap. But I think there's only two injuries for the Bears right now that would be season changing initially. And that would be if Sweat went down early or if Caleb went down early. I think anybody else, though it might hurt us, we could do a next man up. But either one of those two go down early, that could be something that would change a season, could change a season real quick.
Offensive line.
I would throw Jalen Johnson in there as well. He's just such a great impact cover corner.
For sure.
You don't find guys like that. So I would agree with you. Caleb, Sweat, Jalen. Others would hurt, no doubt about it.
Sure.
Those three guys, for me, those guys are beasts.
100%.
I think what's great about our team is that it's so deep and that if a guy was out for a few weeks, we could sustain it. Because before, if a guy went down, that was it. But I like how we've got 10 offensive linemen. Not to say that Jenkins, if he was gone, we would miss
down,
that. Yeah, if he goes down, or or right, and I like where they're positioned. They're a little bit spread out in between. You know what I'm saying? I'm even starting to grow comfortable with the center. So I feel good about this nucleus, whereas last year, not so much. And that's not to say that I'm still like 100% comfortable, Cap, but I do feel like if a guy had to go out for a game or half a game, maybe 2-3 games, that we could withstand that. Whereas before I'd be like, oh God, our quarterback's going to get murdered. So yeah, man, it's definitely a blessing to have so much depth, man.
I actually like our backup quarterback too. Not saying that you'd go win a Super Bowl with Tyson.
Yes,
no,
indeed.
But
Yes,
he's pretty good now.
I think more than anything, when guys go down, it's not necessarily the play on the field that's affected, but it's the intangibles such as like leadership and things that you can't teach that we'll be missing more than necessarily play on the field. Because I do think with the depth we have enough talent to sustain, but what we don't have enough, is the leadership in certain areas, especially like on offensive line and in that secondary. And just like Cap said, if Jalen goes down, his play not only leaves, but his leadership leaves as well.
Yeah, I want to know who is the alpha in the clubhouse, in the locker room? Who is the guy? Like when Olin Kreutz was playing, Olin Kreutz was the alpha. Brian Urlacher was an alpha. Who is the alpha on this team? Maybe Mercedes Lewis. Maybe.
What?
Maybe Jalen Johnson.
Seems like Jalen Johnson. Based on.
And I would tell you Caleb Williams, although he's a rookie.
I would
Cap,
say
the only reason why I say Sweat right now is because on that HBO Hard Knocks, the coach said that he hasn't seen this in a very long time, where the Sweat is making the offense and the defense accountable for their actions and what they do. He's calling them out on the carpet. And this is a symbol or something similar that I've seen with the 85 Bears when Dent came in and Hampton went and he shadowed him and made him play stronger. And then he went and picked Hampton also went and picked up Mongo at the airport. And it was kind of his job to, meld him and bring him in and catch him up to speed with the other Bears and all that kind of stuff. I kind of feel.
I was at practice the other day, and it wasn't open to the public, but I was there. And after practice, Montez Sweat has Darnell Wright and he's got his arm around him, and then he is showing him, do this with your arm. And if I do that, and I'm like, wow, I love seeing veteran dudes who've gotten paid that truly care about making the young guy that much better. I thought that was a pretty cool moment.
That's stuff you look for in successful
Leadership
teams.
is huge.
For sure.
Leadership is huge. Leadership is
and
one of
as
the intangibles.
as a left tackle, my linebacker, my inside linebacker, he showed me a lot of stuff. He goes, when you do this, I'm looking at this. When you drop your hips down, I know you're staying at home. When you anchor down, so you want to make sure that you look the same way as you are in pass and run. And, you know, and when I blitz and I come at you, you get jittery and you start moving around like a typewriter. You know, he helped me out more than my own coach. And like going back to your point, Cap, Sweat, it sounds to me like what you saw and what I've heard, it sounds like he's that dude. So that speaks volume. That's very cool.
Talks about his leadership.
Right.
Cap, you watching the Cubs?
I have the Cubs game on, yeah.
They
I got to
definitely
do a
rolling.
recap of the Cubs game.
They rolling.
Is that what he had on last time when we had him on? And then he did some he gave us like breaking news.
Yeah.
Man. Let's hope this happens again.
Jamison Tyon's thrown 7 shutout innings.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
3-0 Cubs, bottom 7.
All right.
Hey, Cap. I got a question. First of all, let me say how much of an honor it is for me to be on with you this evening. Thanks for
being on. It's an honor to be on with you guys.
Appreciate it. With the Bears being the so-called darlings of the offseason, you know, with the 2 first-round picks that we have, the first 4,000-yard passer that we received in the first pick with the first pick of the draft, and also a future number 1 in Roma Dunzier. How crazy is it to think, you know what I'm saying, especially for the Chicago Bears fans and all around the world, how crazy is it to think that the Chicago Bears will be back in the postseason with this rookie quarterback? And question number 2, are you afraid of the hype?
Am I afraid of the hype? No, I mean, look, I think that they are a playoff team, again, if they're blessed with good health. I just believe Caleb's different than anything we've ever had. It was never about anti-Justin. He battled, he competed. It was about this, chasing greatness at the position. That's it. That is it. If we were picking number 24 in the first round, they probably aren't moving on.
Yeah.
But you got a shot at a guy and all this. Can I swear on here?
Please.
Yes.
Go for it.
All the bullshit that was coming out about Caleb Williams this, and Caleb Williams that, and he's got a pink phone case. It's actually called rose gold. He's got this, fingernails.
He cried after he lost a huge game in his college career.
Just all this nonsense.
Crazy
so when
bullshit.
I'm asking, teammates with no mic, no camera, hey, let me ask you guys a question. Tell me about this kid. They're like, dude, it is such nonsense what people said. And the locker room loves this dude. His work ethic, he's about one thing, ball and winning. He's not about being in the clubs. He's about ball. Sure, he wants to make money. Everyone does. We all do.
Yeah.
Sure, he wants to develop his brand. But guess what? This kid, his work ethic is off the freaking charts. So let's see where it goes.
Yeah, I saw that with at the podium with Mercedes Lewis. And there's a guy who's been in the league 18 years, and they asked him, and he said he works, Caleb, he'll talk to the rookies one way, then he'll talk to the veterans another way, and he just gets along with everybody. And I never heard that about any other quarterback we've had since probably McMahon is getting along with everybody. And I'm super impressed by the way he's able to do that.
Yeah, when I live up in the northern suburbs, and when he showed up at DJ Moore's camp at Deerfield High School, they didn't tell the media. He didn't go, hey, make sure you're filming me as I get out of my car. Nope. He just showed up there, and one of my best friends was there with his son. It was a camp for kids. and DJ said to Caleb, "Hey man, I don't know what you're doing Sunday morning, but any chance you could swing by, I'll be there." I mean, he didn't have to do that. And then he showed up and he's throwing passes to kids and he's taking pictures and signing autographs. I'm like, this dude gets it, man. He just gets it.
Definitely a special cat. Definitely a special cat. This is a different type of guy we got in there. Quarterback.
He paints his fingernails. Who cares?
Who cares?
Dennis Rodman wore a freaking wedding dress, and we all loved him when he was ours.
Can he hit Komet down the seam?
Bingo. Can he hit Roma Dunze down the left sideline? DJ deep slant. Got him. That's all I care about, man.
Yeah.
Camp, I got a question. Now they named Caleb a captain. Now that's I think that's kind of a commonplace. They named Justin a captain when he was there as well. But he named 8 captains. Do you think that might be a little too many? Do you think it waters down the leadership a little bit when you have 8 as opposed to they had 4 and then they would have a celebrity captain every week? So they had 5 actually, going every week last year, but 8 makes it almost feel like too many Chiefs and not enough Indians almost mentality. I kind of liked it more when there were lower amount of captains.
So Eberflus has a veteran committee that he meets with every week, and he asks their opinion. How do you guys want to handle this? What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? If they want to have that many captains, have at it. I mean, who did we get? We got Mercedes Lewis and Kevin Byard, and I don't have the list in front of me.
Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards,
Jalen Johnson.
Jalen Johnson.
Cole
Komet, DJ Moore.
I mean, those are pretty good leaders, man. Who you taking off the list? And if your quarterback got voted by his teammates, that speaks volumes about a rookie. It's like Jonathan Tate with the Blackhawks. How rare is that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you can also look at it like there's a lot of leaders in this building that should be, acknowledged as those leaders with that captain symbol on their jersey and that could be a good thing because we have multiple people holding people accountable throughout the entire building, and all the playing fields. So you can look at it both ways, I think.
Right. Yeah, because last year we had Justin, DJ, Tremaine, and Eddie Jackson. So
but I don't think he came out as a rookie though as a captain.
Who? Justin? Maybe not. Maybe not.
I fact check that because I read that today. This is very, very rare.
Don't forget, Justin was not starting as a rookie either until they yanked Mike Glennon out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, not Glennon.
Andy Dalton.
Yeah, the Red Rocket.
Red Rocket. Well, they went all Dalton and then Foles and then Fields.
Mitch.
Yeah. It's hard. You get it all confused.
If you look at those names, though,
so many 100 quarterbacks.
If you look at those names, those are high character guys, man.
Every one of them is a high character dude.
That speaks a lot for this team. If you can name that many people as leaders or captains on the squad, that says that we're a team full of high character guys.
That's how
I think Ryan Poles has done a magnificent job as quickly as he's gotten it rebuilt. I mean, again, I don't think their depth is where he wants it to be. You got to stack one draft on top of another draft on top of another free agent class. But holy cow, man, who's left from the Ryan Pace regime? Tevin Jenkins, Jalen Johnson, Cole Kmet,
Patrick Scales.
Who?
Scales, the long snapper.
Scales is there. Was Cairo Santos there? He might have been.
Yeah,
I don't know. 5 dudes left out of 53. It's crazy how Poles has this quickly rebuilt this franchise. Again, I still think depth could be an issue if key guys go down, but they're on the right track, man.
Yeah, that circles back to our point earlier when we first started this show. The depth is ridiculous. If a guy goes down, we pretty much can set it, forget it, play for a little bit. Lord willing, he comes back and just keep moving, man. It's, perfectly said, Cap.
Cap, I got a question for you. It feels as if first-round quarterbacks have been kind of the kryptonite for the Chicago Bears' past head coaches and general managers. do you see Caleb as the most pro-ready quarterback the Bears have drafted compared to guys like Cade McNown, Justin Fields, Mitch Trubisky?
So here's a great Cade McNown story. Cade McNown did no homework. If you talk, a good friend of mine, I went to college with him. He said, if you ask the UCLA coaches off the record, talk to me about Cade McNown, they would say, what an asshole. They couldn't stand this dude. And then we drafted him. And they said, this is from a player who was on that team. He said he finally gets in the game and he's barking out, blue 80. And they're like, we don't have that play in our playbook.
Dang.
So he was a train wreck. It didn't last very long. Rex just was not good enough. Came from a great situation at Florida. And he
Fell a little short.
Jay was the epitome of mediocrity. His career record as a Bears quarterback, 52-52. Now, in his defense, and I was never a Jay guy, I didn't like the trade. Nobody gives you a 25-year-old quarterback went to a Pro Bowl once and goes, here, take him, unless he's an asshole or he's not a very good football player. He had a big arm, just not my cup of tea. Then you go to Mitchell Trubisky. We all wanted it to work. He was a great kid. His teammates loved him. He just wasn't very good.
Very little experience. Yeah.
Justin, not good enough. And now here we are. This kid is at a different level. Now he's got to go out and produce. He's got to go out and prove it. But everyone I trust, from the GM to guys on the team to people that I trust who work in the league, all say, this dude's got everything. He's got the makeup. He's got it all, the work ethic. Now he's just got to go do it.
Yeah, after the fact, we heard some rumors that Justin Fields didn't have the greatest ability to learn from the people in front of him either.
Yeah, we were told that, when Nick Foles is there and Andy Dalton, and he's like, yeah, whatever. He doesn't want to hear from them.
Yeah.
And Caleb has said Bagent has been really good for him. And Ryan Griffin, who they signed to be like a coach, kind of coach. He used to play, backed up Tom Brady. He wants knowledge from anybody. So let's see.
Yeah, and we're seeing all that.
I'm sorry, Dustin. Go ahead.
We're seeing all that with Caleb on Hard Knocks too. Like just his ability to take constructive criticism from like Eberflus and those one-on-one sit downs, right? His ability to communicate with Tyson Bagent. You just see all those leadership intangibles that you want to see in a guy, because like we saw the physical ability, but now he's backing it up with something that I don't think we've seen from these other guys that we've been talking about in terms of his commitment to learning the game and studying and working his ass off and trying to be a leader within this building. So with that being said, Cap, do you think that the hype around him is justified enough to expect really big things from this offensive unit in this upcoming season?
Yes, 100%. Name me a guy who gets drafted number 1 on a 7-win football team. It was just a fluke that we got that pick. And then you look, you go, oh, he's got one receiver, DJ Moore. Hang on. Here's Keenan Allen, a 6-time Pro Bowler. Wow. Cole Kmet, a really good tight end. Oh, hold on a second. I'm going to give you maybe the top receiver in the draft. You could call him number 1, number 2, number 3, whatever. Him, Neighbors, and Marvin Harrison. And I could tell you, man, they loved Malik Neighbors' talent. They loved the whole package of Rome Odunze. So
and DeAndre Swift too. Like he's a great pass catching back
with Roshan Johnson.
Yeah,
I mean Gerald Everett, who can absolutely do the job as a red zone target. And then you got leadership from Mercedes Lewis and all these other guys. Like that offense should be really good.
It's just hard for me as a Bears fan to feel like I'm keeping perspective, because I really expect awesome things from this offense, but it's like, are we just being Bears fans and like, just being partial?
There are people that still believe that Caleb held the ball too long at USC. Tom Brady, if you look it up, you'll find it. There's a podcast he did where he said, if the ball is not out of my hands in 2.5 to 2.75 seconds. He said, I don't care if it's my ex-wife blocking at left tackle. If I get sacked after that, it's on me and nobody else. Ball has to be out. And if you think back to the first episode of Hard Knocks, almost identical. Eberflus is in the back of that gorgeous house that he has with Ryan Poles, and they're having a party, and there's a bunch of little kids playing football. Go back and watch that episode.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, no pass rush. Ball's still got to come out in 2.5 seconds. And that's exactly what they're harping on with Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dangerous across the street when they're playing football. I'm like, don't forget 3,000 rush, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. You know, you just be running around there for 5 minutes waiting for somebody to be wide open.
Yeah.
Agreed.
What's your confidence level, the Bears' offensive line, Cap, in their ability to keep Caleb clean, his jersey clean, and all that week in and week out?
Well, part of that is we go back to the ball's got to get out. The faster the ball gets out, the less that offensive line is going to get taxed. Now, is Braxton Jones good enough? We're going to find out. He definitely is smart enough. Olin Kreutz, who's a dear friend, has worked with him. He said, I only have to tell this kid something one time and he gets it. Is he strong enough? He's got to have that base at left tackle and not lose his quickness. I love Tevin Jenkins, but is he Tevin Jenkins of 11 games, 10 games, 12? Or is he going to play 15, 16, 17 games? Center, go look and see what the top centers get paid. Like Creed Humphrey just signed a massive 4-year, like $75 million. Our guy's on a 1-year deal for $3 million. You get what we could pay for. You go into the car dealer and go, yeah, I got $25,000 to spend on a car. You're not getting a Range Rover. You're not getting a big time vehicle. So
get a Kia. It's going to get stolen.
Get you to the mall, but it isn't going to be like, yeah, here's a $150,000 car. By the way,
no doubt.
Pirates just tied the Cubs with a 3-run home run in the end.
Oh, let's go.
Yikes.
Yeah, not good.
Okay, Cap. Since you broke down the offensive line so eloquently, and with all the scrutiny that's been behind this offensive line, and after all the guys you just named, who is the guy that's going to be the glue for this unit?
For the
who's
offensive
the Olin Kreutz for this unit?
Well, that's a great question. That is a really good question. Like Darnell Wright, super talented, only in his second year. Nate Davis, I mean, he's talented. Is he going to be there for 17 games? I don't know. Coleman Shelton, he's a solid football player, but it goes back to he's not Creed Humphrey now. He's not Jason Kelsey. Tevin Jenkins is by far the most talented lineman that they have. This is his chance to get paid. I would think he'll play through everything he can to be able to get that monster contract. And then Braxton's a good player. I don't know if he's a great player. I think they're a solid unit. We'll find out.
And we couldn't solve every issue this offseason, man. So I think that'll be priority number one coming this next offseason.
Yeah, I would think with their number 1 pick, and they also have 2 number 2 picks, they're addressing 2 things: offensive line and defensive line.
Trenches, where it all starts, baby.
Yeah. Tevin Jenkins can't stay healthy. We all know that. But if this offensive line could take on his mentality when he is healthy, I'd be very happy with that.
Same here. Completely agree with you.
Yeah.
Well, Jenkins started out with the back, and now it seems like the back thing is getting better. I don't know what, through the trainers or whatever, he's having less issues with his back. I mean, there's been some other stuff that's came up, but the back was what I thought when we first got him. I go, oh my God, this is going to be forever. But it seems like that's getting a little better.
Yeah, he had that back surgery. They were this close to getting rid of him for basically nothing. And he hired a sports psychologist that has changed his perspective. Even the Bears have said, it's the greatest turnaround we've ever seen. And now he's a key cog in that offensive line.
Yeah, he needs to be the leader.
Yeah. As far as the Bears defense, Cap, like last year, we had the number 1 rushing defense in the league. We allowed 0 touchdowns for week 4 through 11, longest streak in the whole NFL. I think we were tied for first or tied for second in interceptions with the 49ers.
Mhm.
Sacks, we weren't that good. And also
By the way, the Cubs are now losing 4-3.
well, we've
Oh
came
my
in 5
God.
games in a row.
Who's
It's all about the
relieving?
comeback with that team.
Yeah.
And then both the forced fumbles were about 20th. Do you think we're not? I know they talk the peanut punch, but do you think they're really pushing the peanut punch a little bit? Because for our defense to be that high in all those categories, now we're not very good in sacks, but everything else really top of the league. The forced fumbles, number 20, not so good. You think we're not really not pushing the peanut punch?
Look, that kid, Peanut Tillman, man, he had a unique ability. There's a lot of guys that have come along that have tried the peanut punch that do not have the success that Charles Tillman had doing it. I'm sure that they're trying to coach it, teach it, whatever it is. It's not that easy.
It's an
Why
innate
not?
ability.
Running full speed and to throw a vicious punch at somebody as they're running. I'm sure Eric's got his hands full with that one.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like they're putting a more emphasis on making a tackle instead of punching that thing out.
Wrap
Tackling is
up,
definitely
get people to the ground.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tackling
and
is
like Cap
definitely a
said, that's
priority.
because that's
It's
not
been-
easy to do. To punch
It's
the
been
ball
more
out.
of a priority now than it has been in the past, and you can
Captain-
tell, by the safeties that tackling, and even the corners, that tackling is definitely a priority. They've done a hell of a job tackling this preseason.
Look,
Yeah,
you
the
can't-
Bears-
and you can't
second guy
practice tackling like they should allow.
Right.
Yeah, that makes it tougher for
Right.
sure.
Kept the Bears ranked 30th or 31st overall last year with 30 sacks on defense. Obviously, they got better after the acquisition of Montez Sweat with his 6.5 sacks. With the acquisitions of Darryl Taylor and the draft, the obvious 5th-round draft pick, Austin Booker, who looked really good in the preseason, where do you think their pass rush can lie in the rankings this year? Where do you think, how many sacks do you think they'll finish around as opposed to 30?
The question is, how much are they going to get from the interior of their
Yeah,
defensive
guys like
line?
Dexter.
Because
Yeah.
of Andrew Billings and DeMarcus Walker, and these guys can push the pocket, that's a signature of the way Eberflus likes to play defense.
I love
That
Billings.
will help the defensive ends a lot. Plus, having Sweat at the beginning and not showing up at the trade deadline should also be a huge addition. Do I think they're going to be among the league leaders? I don't. But I do think their defensive backfield is so good in terms of coverage that could lead to some coverage sacks.
That's what it was. The Bush Homer. Last time you were on,
Yeah.
you predicted that. So we need a Cub win prediction from Cap, like Dano said.
That's a lot of pressure tracks.
Let's go, bro. Let's go. Come on.
He's not a clairvoyant.
If I was, I'd be on my DraftKings app right now.
There you go.
I got to
Cubs
do my
leg.
recap here. When this goes final, I got to do my recap. But, yeah, unfortunate to blow a lead to the Pirates like this.
Well, the Cubs' last 5 wins have
And
been
it's not
from
even
behind.
schemes.
They've all came from behind the last 5 wins in a row. So they're just setting themselves up for number 6.
They're not even pitched. They're not even playing
I'll
schemes.
tell you what. So Hap, Bush, Suzuki are coming up. Suzuki's going to drive in the tying run.
There you
Oh
go.
shit.
That's what we
Oh
needed.
shit.
If that happens on this network, you have to be on here every night moving forward.
We're going.
Well, let's go ahead and let's put your clairvoyant mind to use in terms of this Bears defense going into this season, man. Do you foresee this unit being a top 5 defensive unit? And if you do, who do you see being the X factor in driving that for the Bears in this upcoming season, Cap?
Do I think they're top 5? They certainly have the ability, if they're healthy,
Okay.
to be a top 5 defense. I need to see Brisker stay healthy because he is a monster at strong safety. Kevin Byard is a really good football player, 2-time first-team All-Pro. And then when you look at Kyler Gordon, Jalen Johnson, Tyreek Stevenson,
Kyler
Terrell
Gordon.
Smith, like they've got dudes back there.
The defensive backfield is really good, like top
I
five.
think
That's top
I
five.
think it might be the best position group on the football team.
Kyler
Wide
Gordon's
receiver
about to
obviously is
explode.
loaded too, but boy, that defensive backfield really, really impressive.
Yeah, and Kevin Byard's a turnover machine, you know, for his entire career, which the
Fourth
Bears
all
needed.
time in active players in interception.
Yeah,
and Kyler,
exactly.
Kyler Gordon's about to take that step. He's about to be the best nickel in football. I really believe that.
I hope you're right because he looked great. Now again, it was against the 2s and 3s from the Bengals, but
Yeah.
that kid's got ability, man. Comes from a good program at Washington, so we'll see.
Well, we had to cut a couple cornerbacks that I think were fan favorites through the preseason. As you were watching that develop, Cap, like throughout the preseason, and then they got down to the roster cuts. Who did you think was like who was the guy you were rooting for that made the team that was like kind of that dream scenario for that player?
The Roddy Stewart kid. I think
Yeah.
he's on our practice squad.
Practice squad, yes, sir.
Yes. I liked him. I still want to see what Velus Jones can do because of his abilities in terms of speed. Speed kills.
Yeah.
And when you got that type of speed, I want to see what he can do. Can he become a poor man's Cordero Patterson? I can tell you this. If he starts fumbling the football, they'll cut him so quick. But if he
That's
ain't
the key.
got the football, kid's got a lot of ability.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, and it was good to
make
see
sure you
him make
hit
the
that
run.
like button, please, and subscribe. Thank you for watching the show, guys. What were you saying, Dustin?
I was just saying it was good to see him make the roster because, like, you saw it in the preseason where he got the ball on basically a sweep, and he just ran faster than everybody to the end zone. But then on the next play, he tripped over his own feet, and he also fumbled in that game too. So it's like you take the good with the bad.
It's kind of like Jerry Angelo said, scouting Devin Hester. He's not going to not do anything because of his speed and skill set.
Yeah. He definitely has a skill set that no other guy on this team has. And I
I'm
think
glad he made the roster.
Again, it may not work out, but I wanted to at least give him one more shot, and it worked out there.
Yeah. Hey, Cap, the Bears are going into this game as a favorite, actually, against the Titans, 4.5-point favorite. What is the Kaplan take that game call, and what is Chicago's path to victory in that game?
So, first of all, Jeffrey Simmons, I can promise you this dude's coming to make Caleb's life a nightmare. He said that when he got drafted. Good. I'll see him week 1. We're going to welcome him to the NFL.
Yeah.
I think the key to winning the football game is being able to run the football with DeAndre Swift, Herbert, and Roschon Johnson, and then use play action in the second half to set Caleb up to be able to go downfield. We'll see. If you get into a game where you run it 17 times and you throw it 38, they're going to lose.
But that Titans secondary is pretty suspect. They added Snead, but like they were bad last year statistically.
You got to have balance.
No doubt, I agree.
Got to run the football, establish the run, and then, he went downtown. You cannot come out and go, we're going to throw it 50 times. That is a recipe for disaster.
Very true.
This show is brought to you by Bridges Scoreboard, your Northwest Indiana headquarters with the Hall of Fame menu and the coldest beer in Chicagoland. So check them out every Sunday. We'll be up there doing all the Bears games and whatnot, bouncing back and forth. So, yeah, check those guys out. Great food.
Hell yeah.
Indeed. And with saying all that, man, I would love to see the first play of the game, play action deep shot. I would love to see it. Because I think Tennessee's coming into this thing knowing that we're going to run this football.
That'd be cool if they went play action and boom, Roma Dunze down the field.
Yes, indeed.
You're high on Roma Dunze. You're high on him.
I'd take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard not to be with all the things that a lot of pros have said about this guy. It's hard not to be.
He's overshadowed by our other two guys. If it wasn't for the other two guys, he would be no doubt the number one receiver on this team.
Yes, indeed.
He's a really good football player, and now he can learn from two guys that will probably both go to the Hall of Fame someday.
Yeah. Hey, Cap. The way this division is set up, right? I kind of liken it to the AFC North, as it being real competitive and things of that nature. Now, Detroit had done very well last season, and the leadership of Dan Campbell cannot be underestimated. Do you
I
think
love
that?
Dan Campbell.
Absolutely. Do you think that Detroit is still the class of this division? And do you also think that with the season Green Bay had last year, do you think they've done enough this offseason to be competitive as well and make this division a three-team race?
Look, Detroit's loaded, man. They got a ton of talent. They really do. By the way, Suzuki walked. It's like a 10-pitch bat. Yeah, he was grinding. So
there goes that prediction.
Look, Green Bay's got a hell of a quarterback. That kid is a stud. It's hard to believe, but they've done it again. Detroit has the best roster on the NFC North slate. I just look at the Bears, and they've got enough veteran leadership, and they've got a special cat at quarterback. I think it's going to be a hell of a division race, man. A hell of a race.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know about the Green Bay quarterback. I mean, done it again seems a little extreme coming off of 2 back-to-back for sure first ballot Hall of Famers to a guy that's had a half a season.
$56 million a year.
He just threw 4,200 yards and 32 touchdowns.
He had a
In
good
his
second
first year
half.
as a starter.
Yeah, he was really good, guys.
That's a
Don't
hell of
take
a
it
year,
away from
man.
him because he's a Packer, man. That kid's a stud.
Yeah, that's a hell of a year, man. For him just
and they were a couple
saying,
plays away from beating the Niners in the playoffs last year, guys. We had 2 teams in our division that were a couple plays away from beating the Niners, who went to the Super Bowl in the playoffs last year. That's tough sledding for the Bears.
Jordan Love played his best football when it counted. That's what quarterbacks should do.
That's for sure.
No, I can't call Detroit, the Lions, definitely can't call them an undisputed class of the North after we beat them up and down the field for 7 3/4 out of 8 quarters last year.
They should have gone to the Super Bowl.
Well,
Yeah, what is beating it?
And they got better. They got better this
Our head coach going for it on every 4th down.
We didn't make the playoffs. They almost went to the Super. They are the king of the North right now.
They got better guys.
The Bears can dethrone them, but they are currently the king of the North.
Wow.
Cap up. I want to ask you with the NFL's new kickoff rule. First off, do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? I don't like it at all. But do you think this will re-energize the return game? Does it give guys like Eberflus Jones a purpose in the NFL?
I'm not sure if I like it. It's hard to tell in the preseason. I know it looks weird, but let's see how it goes for a few weeks. You know, maybe mid-season we can make a determination. It's different. It might give someone like Eberflus. It seems like it's more of a running back role than a 5'9", 170-pound, lightning fast dude. It seems like you got to be able to hit a hole, break a tackle, and then get yourself up.
Short burst, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking Herbert would be good for it, but never saw him back there. I thought he would be, because like you were saying, it's nice not that he breaks a lot of tackles, but the running back mentality you almost need because they got mostly slower linebackers in the front line because they're only running 15 yards. Get through that guy and then, hopefully you show some speed. But yeah, I'm gonna.
I don't know. It's just hard as an NFL fan who you've seen it done a certain way your whole life, and then it's just changed. Right. Like it feels weird to me just watching it. I don't know, man. They say it's supposed to produce more kickoff returns. I don't like it the way it's.
And then you watch the kids on Saturday, man. You watch the kids on Saturday, and the way they still had the traditional style of kickoff returns, man. I want the rule change back. I'm not, and I ain't shy about it, man.
Guys, this portion of the show is brought to you by Worth Stadium Club. I'm going to have Doug Plank up there Saturday. He's going to be having some lunch, and then from 1 to 3, he'll be signing autographs. We'll be doing a short little moderation for him. So check him out at Worth Stadium Club from 1 to 3 before he heads up to that alumni dinner. So look forward to seeing you guys up there.
Yeah, go check out Doug Plank, guys. Cool individual.
Yeah, but I have a question about a special teams question. Are you concerned at all that with the new we have to have a new long snapper for the first 4 weeks minimal, and then a new holder and the kid from Australia. Is that going to mess up the greatest kicker in Bears history, Carlos Santos? And the stats back that up too, without question.
Or Cairo.
Yes. Carlos Santos. But those stats back it up. He is the greatest kicker in Bear history, percentage-wise, distance, everything. So.
This emoji.
I mean, look, Tory Taylor's going to have his hands full. They feel like he's up for the job. In terms of the snapper, I think it's Scott Daly is the guy now. He used to be on the Lions, and then they'll get Patrick Scales back. If we never mention Scott Daly's name, it means he's doing his job.
Right. I just hope the rhythm stays good so we can
Tory Taylor did a great job in the preseason. He played
did.
the ball.
A couple that were up here, and he got him down. So
yeah, he did a good job.
Hey, Cap, I want to get back to this Bears-Titans game that's coming up this weekend in terms of Will Levis. I'm not the biggest fan of him. I don't think he was – I didn't like him coming out of Kentucky, but he's going to be a starting quarterback against the Bears in this upcoming game. Do you see him being able to pass on the guys we talked about, Jalen Johnson, Tyreek Stevenson, Kevin Byard? Do you see the Titans being able to establish a pass game with Will Levis at quarterback against the Bears this Sunday?
How much pressure do they get on him? They've got guys like Peter Skoronski. They've got a pretty solid offensive line.
That's true.
You've got to be – now, we saw the Bears blitz more in the preseason than we'd really seen. Maybe they're going to bring different kind of exotic pressures now that they feel like they have, a really good D backfield. They feel like they're better on the D line. I like our linebackers. We're going to find out, but they have got to get pressure on Will Levis. Have to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt.
Cap, I want to know from you, man. What does Capstradamus see?
Capstradamus.
Who is competing in Super Bowl 59 Capstradamus come February 9th?
Wow.
Caleb?
For some reason, I do not believe the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl this year.
Me neither.
Thank you.
I do not. I think the NFC is wide ass open. I really, really do. San Francisco's had issues with Trent Williams isn't there. Ayuk just signed. We'll find out how good they are. In the AFC, if you really look at Kansas City, I still question their wide receiver room. Their wide receiver room is nowhere near what our wide receiver room is. Now, again, they have Patrick Mahomes. He's amazing. I could easily see Miami coming out of there. They're loaded with talent. I mean, there's some really good teams. And don't sleep on the LA Rams. That team's loaded.
Cap, can I squeeze one more? I want to ask you real quick. We beat this to death on this channel. We beat this to death on our channel, 4-Star Chicago Sports. Who's calling plays on defense by the end of the season?
Eberflus.
Still Eberflus. You don't think Washington takes over?
He loves calling the plays. Yeah.
Do you have a concern about that, though, in terms of Eberflus being able to manage this team during the game, and manage the game versus focus on the play calling? Do you have any concerns?
Good question.
So that's a really good question. Dave was the D coordinator for Jimmy Johnson. And then when Dave took the Bear job, he said, I'm calling my defense. He said, and one day the phone rang. Bears were struggling. He said, and it's Jimmy, who's his best friend. And Jimmy said, what are you doing calling the defense? He goes, that's what I do. He said, no, that is not what you do. You're the freaking head coach of the football team. And when you're buried in your play sheet like this, you don't see. Should we challenge that? I don't know. I didn't see it. Hey, coach, want to go for this? I don't know. I didn't see it. He said, and he ended up giving up the play calling responsibilities. We're going to find out. I can tell you this. He loves doing it. He's really good at it. We'll see if it affects the team.
For sure.
I think the players like it too. I think that's part of that.
They love this dude. You have these players love playing for this dude. Got to win football games.
It shows, baby. It shows. It definitely shows.
Well, you say got to win football games. So, is there a number of wins or losses this year that puts Eberflus on the chopping block?
I think the only thing, by the way, it's 5-3 now. The Pirates just scored again.
Ugh.
The only way that he's in trouble is if the offense looks like it has no idea what it's doing.
Huh.
Like if at the end of the year you look and you go, that's the dude at quarterback. Like that guy is that dude. Then, yeah, if they go 3-14 or 4-13, yeah, he's in trouble. I don't see a scenario where that happens. I don't. So if they're 8-9, 7-10, but man, we got our guy. We got the quarterback. He's not going anywhere.
I'd feel pretty
Cap,
good about that too.
Cap, I heard you on the morning show. I think it was early this week. The shot or no shot that Shea pitched about Eberflus's job security. Do you think that if the offense struggles, that Shane Waldron would take the heat before Eberflus does?
No. Look, how do they struggle? Do they look horrible and they go 5-12? I mean, they love Shane Waldron up there. Now, again, everybody is going to love everything when we haven't played a game. But I just would be shocked if they were that bad. I'd be shocked.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It's built for success.
Yeah, I think if you show like the maturation, and he's already got a really good resume, whatever. If everybody's on board, you see Caleb progress, the offense progress. A lot of these guys are moving parts that are just coming into it on the offensive side. The
Yes,
defense
sir.
has been sustainable. You've already seen them together. So I think if they at least stay as they were last year after Sweat got there, or get better, which I think they will, and our offense starts to evolve into something that is in this century, then things are going to be looking up. And I don't think you judge by the amount of wins unless it's like god awful, like the whole bottom falls out or something like that. Then that's obviously back up and let.
If the bottom fell out. And I
So,
don't
so,
see
what,
that.
so on shot or no shot, you were talking about 6-11. Is that enough for Eberflus to? Is that what it's saying?
How do you get there?
What do you think the record has to be?
How do you get to 6-11? I mean, if you tell me, wow, they looked awesome for 7 weeks, and then Caleb got knocked out for the season, he's not in any trouble. If you tell me, boy, the offense was horseshit all season long, and they just out of control, they're not very good, then that could be a different scenario.
Yeah,
It's how you get
Well, if the offense is awesome and the defense takes a step back and that leads to that 6-11 season, are there thoughts about Shane Waldron being the driving part of the success, right? Like I feel like that's something I would think about if I was in Ryan Poles' position.
You mean making
Like-
Waldron the head coach?
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he loves Matt Eberflus. I don't mean likes. Find someone in your life to love you like Ryan Poles loves Matt Eberflus.
Let's go. Let's
You,
go.
Cap, it's you.
Hopefully my wife.
Talking to my wife. Come on, listen, wife, listen. Hey, Cap, thanks for everything, bro. Can you tell everybody? God, everybody knows where you're at, but just do it for, that's what we do. Where are you at? Where can they find you? What's new?
They can catch me on ESPN 1000 every weekday morning, 7 to 10 on Kappa J Hood. And then my YouTube channel, we've signed Mercedes Lewis, Kevin Byard to deals, so they've got their own shows. And then I do a live show every Tuesday night during the season with Olin Kreutz and Tom Waddle. It's free to subscribe. Just go to Recap, REKAP, on YouTube, or look up my name. You'll find me.
Can I pitch you guys?
Recap.
Shot or no shot? 8:00 every morning, Monday through Friday. The best segment on Chicago sports radio, without a doubt. I love.
Appreciate you saying that. This is
Radio
a highly
gold.
rated
I love
segment
it.
in the city on sports radio.
Good
So,
morning,
really?
boys.
appreciate you saying that.
Nice.
All right, see you, Cap.
All right, you
Thanks
guys
again,
be
buddy.
good. We'll talk.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Cap.
Cap.
Have a good night, Cap.
Much
Thanks
love.
again.
Turn out, Cap. Go Cubs.
All
Yeah,
right.
he had to do that recap for the Cubs. He's like, I gotta go. So man, that was awesome all the way to the end, wasn't it, boys?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty
Oh,
cool.
Recap is great, too.
He's the man. The insight that he can give you, and just the love he's had for Chicago sports across the board since the day he started doing this. It makes me feel like I don't know, like. There's like Jay Hood is funny, man. I love Jay Hood, but
Yeah.
Cap just reaches the fan base on a different level because he
Guys,
just
listen,
lives.
Man,
He
at that
lives
ESPN
and
festival,
breathes.
they had them
A
all out
passionate
there.
level.
They
He
had
just
all the
lives
guys out
and
there at the
breathes it, man.
ESPN festival, like 20 guys, and Lance Briggs came out at the very end. And guess who the moderator was? Guess who the OG was?
Yeah.
It was Cap, bro.
The future
And
Hall of Famer.
He lit
Hell
it.
yeah.
He lit the stack off, and it just freaking from start to finish, man. He carried that torch. He did a great job, man, and rightfully so.
Yeah, he's
Future
a pro's
Hall of
pro.
Famer,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
You
Without
cannot
a
You
buy
guys-
you cannot buy his passion or enthusiasm anywhere.
Right. We got to get you back. We got to get you out here, D-Lock, man. Everybody's got to come. Let's do a family affair and do this ESPN festival, bro, boys. Let's
I'm
do
in.
it.
Oh, I'll be
I'm
there.
in.
Next year.
I'll be there.
I'm
Yep.
in. I'm most definitely in. I'm in.
Yeah. You guys saw my pictures. It looked like a good time, right? Videos
Yeah.
and all that.
Very
No,
much
I'm
so.
all about that. I'm all about that.
Yeah.
I'm there with bells on, man.
And they snuck in Briggs this year. So I wouldn't be surprised if they snuck in Briggs again and probably somebody else. So
Nice.
They sneak them out.
make
too?
sure you're the first in line to get Briggs's thing, because I had to walk him out the door to get him to sign the autograph and whatnot, and just make sure that once he sits his butt down in that chair to sign autographs, you're already in line, because he hangs out for about 10, 15, 20 minutes when it's time to get up and move around. How you doing? Keep it moving. He ain't coming back to sign autographs.
Lance Briggs.
Another
Lance
future
I want
Briggs
a
Hall of
Briggs
Fame.
jersey, man.
Lance
Another
Briggs
future
pulled
Hall
the
of
G's.
Fame.
Lance Briggs pulled the G's move of all time when he just walked away from that Lamborghini.
Dude,
Like, I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
That's not me. I'm at home.
Oh,
What Lamborghini?
yeah.
I've got,
What were you saying,
I've got
Brandon?
too many to keep track of. I don't know.
Right?
That's another future Hall of Famer, those guys right there,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I need a Lance Briggs jersey, man.
TC's World of Wonders is a great place to get all your jerseys, Darius.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I need one.
You just put the cherry on cut top like it's Serendipity Ice Cream Parlor, where it's always summertime at Serendipity Ice Cream Parlor.
Wow,
Let's go.
that's a real. This is a short right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, clip it.
And in the summertime, I like a nice mojito made with El Bandito Yankee tequila, guys. Let's put one of those down. It's nice and refreshing.
Chris
Beautiful.
Chelios tequila.
Chris
Bars.
Chelios' tequila brand, guys. Check them out too.
There you go. Drink
Yeah.
responsibly, because when you go pick up your brand new car at Budget Cars, you don't want to drink
Pull
and
a Lance
drive. So
Briggs.
drink responsibly.
Yeah, you don't want to leave it on the side of the road.
Got that Lambo.
Who all's going to be in Worth on Saturday? I know you're going to be there, Brandon. Anybody else going?
Anybody that's important on this panel, or one of our anybody that's our followers, anybody can go. It's a gaming it's a gaming bar, so they've got all the gaming, like the slots and all that in the back and stuff. They got great food, amazing burgers, great wings, good drinks. They've got a very fancy mixologist there. It's going to be a good time. So yeah, let's pack the joint, man.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stop over there. I mean,
Do
Worth's
it, bro.
not too far from me. I used to run around a lot in that neighborhood there. So yeah, I'll probably stop over there.
Yeah, we'll pack the joint for
It's
October
definitely
1st. Keenan Allen
worth it.
autograph signing, elite icons framing and memorabilia. Right?
Boom.
Yep.
Yeah, Keenan Allen.
So we pack that joint too.
Really?
October 1st.
Yep.
Yeah, just
Hey.
the future Hall of Famers, though.
Dante want
No big
Darius
deal.
back, man. Dante said,
What's that?
You know, I kind of
Dante
want
said-
Darius back
Dante
too. I miss
say trash to
Darius.
D-Lock. He wants the Darius back, man.
Yeah, he does. And you know what? I will just tell Brandon that Dante had a voice more times than he did. That's all, Or you can bring it back and forth. You could be your alter ego, depending on how you feeling,
Right.
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
Or we could do D-Lock's locks of the week. Come on now. That could be a
we
one-man
on.
segment, guys.
It's going up, baby.
Yeah. Dante,
Justin's
let us
just
make
on
the
a roll,
content. You have fun watching us, okay?
Give us a little short. Give us a little short lock of the week. Well, we could start it
There you
tonight.
go.
What's your lock of the week, bro? You ready or no?
Bears.
Yeah.
Bears.
Bear.
That's
what-
your lock of the week.
Who's playing the Packers?
What's the line? What's the line on this team?
4.5. The Bears are 4.5 point favorites.
Hey, I'm taking that 4.5 and I'm running.
Hey, you want a lock of the week? I'll tell you right now. USC over LSU, bro. Let's go.
Well, that's done already.
Yeah,
that's a lock. It already happened.
He can't pull over any further. He already pulled over.
Well, if you're gonna pull over at River Street Tavern in East Dundee, guys, and check out Chicago's premier sports bar and grill. Get some good food there, and they got a lot of stuff on tap. Kyle's over there bartending. Awesome place to get hooked up.
There's a slightly uglier version of me behind that bar. You guys should go.
Trax is over there working. What are you talking about?
Kyle catching strays, man.
Kyle catches strays. Are you saying Kyle is the underdog, like an underdog fantasy, bro?
You guys are on the road tonight.
Yeah, it's pitch it, bro. Pitch it.
Seriously though, we've seriously all been hitting up everybody. You guys been hitting up fantasy football. Get in and unlock the fun with Underdog Fantasy. Download that app. Your first $100, they're gonna match, man. Just enter the promo code CSP, and I'm telling you what, every game is different. You don't have to keep the whole roster all the time. Throw a little bit of money in there. Do a little bit of a little bit, and it's not really luck because you are controlling your team. It's more of like you got to use your brain a little bit. Yeah.
Salty, are you wearing a Mitch Trubisky jersey?
I am. Well, it was a Mitch. Then it was Claypool for a couple weeks. Then it turned back.
You're stuck with Mitch.
No, it's back to Mitch.
That's right, too.
Let's see what the back looks like. Let's see what the back looks like. I gotta see it.
Well, you got to see it?
Yeah, let's see it.
Yeah, turn around.
Oh yeah, it's just it, Mitch.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it
All right.
for a
You
while.
got to get Tyler Scott's. name taped over that.
When he stops slowing down on those bombs, I'll put his name on there.
Hopefully that's not a strike 3 with that 10, man.
I know he got the pass interference call on him the last preseason game, so that worked out.
He would have caught it. That was a
But
tutty.
I swear, those last 2 steps by him, it looked like he slowed down again. I'm like,
nah, he got gripped.
I know he got grabbed, but I think the only reason why he got grabbed is because he slowed down and let the guy catch up and grab him. Like, keep going. He did
Darius.
He did that for
Yes,
Justin.
sir.
We saw that.
I got a question for you, Darius.
Go for
Friday,
it.
bro.
Mhm.
Friday, the lock. You already got Thursday's Ravens Chiefs. I'd like you to unpack that. No, Brandon, I want Brandon to unpack that. You, Darius, Friday, I want you to unpack the Packers Eagles in Philly.
What's that line? I know it's gonna move again, but what's the line?
3. Philly. -3 to Philly. That's on Peacock for Friday, and then Thursday games NBC for Ravens Chiefs.
I got a feeling that's gonna move a little closer. That Packers and Eagles game.
Yeah,
I don't think 3 is gonna be. I don't think 3 is gonna be locked in, but I'm gonna take the Eagles just because.
There you go.
straight up.
With the 3.
Yeah, I'm just
Straight
gonna
up.
take the Eagles just because.
Yep.
Well, just because they're going to be a really good team this year. And
Yeah.
No.
I think
That
the
ain't my just because.
The Eagles
Just
is going to be a
because they're
good
going
team this year, guys. Watch and learn.
It's
Yeah,
because
no,
they're
yeah.
going against the Packers.
Oh,
Because
Here we go.
FGB.
FGB all day.
FGB.
Brandon, what you got on that Chiefs Ravens game?
yeah, bro. We
I
all want to know.
like it's the same Spurs 3. I like the Chiefs to cover. I like the Chiefs at home and on a season opener. They're gonna lower the banner. They're gonna do the whole celebratory thing. They lost to the Lions last year in their home opener. They're not gonna do it again this year. I like the Chiefs to cover the spread on the Ravens for sure. And I think also I'm gonna say this now, guys. Chiefs defense finishes number 1 in the league this year.
Tony gave that game to Detroit last year. The guy they cut. Wide receiver for the
he
Chiefs.
lost that game.
Kadarius
He's the one
Slowly.
here, Detroit. Take that one.
That guy's
Salty, we
career
don't
should-
know you that well, so I'm going to trust you with this, Salty. The Bears Titans. Who's pulling that off?
Well, come on now.
Come on.
Well, we will win every quarter handily.
Dub
No.
Bears.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm hemming and hawing about going to the game, but I'm looking at the price to get the worst seat in the house is $230.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Means people
Worst
want to
seat
see
in the
him.
house. But I mean, might go down there and tailgate. There's a couple groups I like to tailgate with down there. The 1st and 10 boys and the BM50s.
Come tailgate with CSP.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a tailgate, bro. I could use your help. Use your muscle, bro. I got Brandon coming out, and that's it. It's just me and Brandon this week.
Geez.
Next week, this week might be different. Or
Mm.
next.
Where do you guys
week
tailgate at?
3.
South.
Off of Wabash, where the BM 5's
okay.
at.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Oh, you're over there? All right.
Yeah, we're gonna have Jim Miller out there signing autographs. We'll be there early.
Nice.
So we'll
Chubby
talk,
Jim
bro.
Miller.
Whoa.
Looks
Hey,
like a
bro.
lineman now.
Bro, you don't look like an underwear model, okay? So tighten up.
Not as big as Jim Miller. Jim Miller.
Man, I love Jim
model?
Miller. I remember when he got that hip pointer when Derek Smith from the Niners pile dragged him into the ground and that ruined the Bears season. I was so upset. But yeah, no, that's awesome. Everybody on this chat can come check us out at the tailgate, and they can also like and subscribe and share it with a friend, guys. You got a game for me, Trax, or am I just gonna get left out of that?
No, dude, I was gonna roll, but I gotta keep
Yeah,
getting
Dustin,
freaking
the Chicago
praise from
Sky
freaking
versus
Salty. Bills Cardinals, bro.
What's the line on that, Trax?
100 Bills. No, it's Buffalo -6.
Buffalo -6.
Yep, 48.5.
You know what? I like the Bills to win, but if I'm betting on that line, I'll take the Cardinals, guys. Just Cardinals.
Really?
Cardinals will stay within 3 to 4, I think. So just the Bills win straight up, but I think the Cardinals keep it close. The Bills have got some stuff to figure out early on. I like them to go 10-7, but take a little time for them to get their feet under them with all the changes they made. So,
guys, I'm going to tell you something right now. When Cap told me about, or us, not me, Eberflus calling the plays, that blew my freaking mind because he's been very adamant about freaking Washington doing that. And so I thought that we would be getting more of that pass rush, that blitz, because, Washington is very, blitz happy or whatever. And I think that is what you're talking about as far as Buffalo. They got to figure out what's going to happen with their defensive coordinator. How's that going to happen? What's that going to look like? And that might be where you're talking about, Dustin, where this team is not going to show out. I was thinking a lot more than 6. I was trying to say way above that. So
really,
you're that's going to be interesting,
Yeah, probably.
Their defensive coordinator's the same though, right?
It was Eric Washington, right?
No, he was the
Or did he
defensive line coach.
He was the defensive line coach.
Oh yeah, you're right. No, it is the same. So they're just promoting into.
They just lost a lot of guys on defense. They had a lot of cap issues. They had to let people go. Traded. They got rid of Tre'Davious White, Micah Hyde.
Sacks, though. 56 sacks last year. That's a hell of
one of the top.
That's what Eric Washington's going to bring to the Bears, guys.
It's 85 numbers.
So I think Eberflus listens to that. I think collectively he brings more of that presence, even if, correct me if I'm wrong, even if it's a collab of them two together, working together or whatever, because I really think Eberflus is not going to be that guy. He's more of a guy that works with people instead of the staunch, it's my way or the highway. I think he's going to listen when it's hey, this is a blitz moment. Let's send him. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. At least that's what I saw in preseason.
Yeah, for sure. And we saw last year that Eberflus will blitz when he has to. If he's not, before we got Sweat, he was blitzing like crazy trying to get after the quarterback. If we're not getting after the quarterback with our front four, he'll send people.
Yeah. I'm gonna go out on a little further limb. Now, Brandon took it there. That number one, the Chiefs with the number one defense, that's very impressive, Brandon. But I'm gonna go a little deeper. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Detroit or Buffalo won't be double-digit win teams this season.
Well, which one?
Either one. They won't.
So neither one of them is going to win double digit. You don't think the Detroit Lions are going to win double digit games?
Nope.
Wait, they're only going to score 9 points or less?
Double digit games. Win 9 games or less.
Double digit wins.
Oh. Oh, yeah, that makes more sense than just kicking field goals. My bad, bro.
That don't make no sense to me, honestly. Detroit's going to win 12 games.
I don't think so.
We're going to chop this into a short, man, just for the archive.
Hey.
Let's get Darius back. Let's get Darius back.
They have.
I don't know. Detroit's going to go for fourth and whatever all season long. They ain't going to win no 12 games.
Detroit has the 11th strongest or 11th strongest schedule. So 11th hardest schedule, which is not great. That's a schedule they can overcome for sure.
Yeah.
The Bills,
Yeah.
however, Darius D-Lock, the Bills have the 6th hardest schedule in the NFL. So you've got
the Bills. I can see the Bills. I can see them winning 9 games. But Detroit, no. Detroit. Here's a stat y'all might not know. Detroit only plays, I think, 2 outdoor games this entire year, where Jared Goff is awful outdoors.
Yeah.
I mean, when he's inside, he's usually pretty damn good. So I mean, and like I said, they only got better, and they have the best offensive line in football, which is kind of how I judge teams. If you got a bad offensive line, you're going to be a bad football team. If you got a good
Goff,
you're probably going to be pretty
Goff
good.
is from California and played with the Rams, and that's indoors too, right? So the Rams are. So yeah, like that makes a lot of sense.
He's also bad.
Yeah,
away,
and they went to a Super Bowl.
He's not just bad in bad weather. He's bad away.
Yeah.
He threw 4
Yeah, for sure. But it's a
touchdowns
difference
in away
between
games.
outdoors or indoors for him, too.
Yeah.
That's a big difference, too. So, I mean, listen, I'm not a Detroit Lions fan. I just think they're a really damn good team.
We ain't looking at it like that. We totally understand where you come from, Dustin. But like I said, I'm going out on a limb.
Hey,
I'm going out on a limb. And I don't feel like neither one of those teams will win 10 games this season. I don't think
that
so.
limb is gonna about to break, man. I can see it.
So D-Lock, who do you got winning the NFC North then? Not the Lions. Who do you have winning the NFC North?
Wait, he's got to double down because I had a question for him. Bengals, Patriots. Who you got?
Oh, Bengals.
God,
Anyway,
Patriots
yeah,
are-
that's easy.
I'm-
That's an easy one.
yeah.
8.5, or you want more? You want more than 8.5?
Yeah.
They're covering that. They're covering that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, Eric's your voice
12
changed.
and a half.
Yeah.
You sound very.
Yeah. At least 13.
Eesh, that's a big line to bet.
Well, no,
Here's
I think they're gonna win by 13.
Yeah.
At least.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
But as far as winning the North, Brandon, hey, I'm gonna say it until they prove me wrong. I think we can win the North.
Do you think we're going to?
That's just Brandon.
Yeah, I mean, if you're asking me, yeah,
The Bears are going to win the North.
it's not far
That's a
fetched.
full commit home run, bro. Just so you guys
And
know,
I
that's
think
what that was.
the winner of the North is gonna be
It's like a golf swing.
10, 11 games. No one's winning 12 games. No one's winning 12 or more in our division. I don't think so. It's too competitive. I don't think so.
Salty.
I have it picked as the second best division in football, man. I don't like
Yeah, behind
the
the
North.
AFC North.
The Norths are gonna run the league, man.
Yeah.
What's up, Trax?
Salty, I got a tough one for you, bro. All right, Giants versus the Vikings. Who do you think's going to win that one, or does anybody care?
I think behind a Devin Singletary, 2 to maybe 3 touchdown day, the Giant wins it.
Oh, don't do it.
Yeah, Minnesota is -1.5, so
Yeah.
it's close. So it's
I'm
it's
taking the
marginal.
Giants.
Salty
I'll take the
Dallas,
Giants.
Dallas Turner and Greenard against Daniel Jones.
Let's go.
And that offensive line, which is crucial. That offensive
Hey,
line.
nobody's eating popcorn. They're eating rice cakes for that game. What?
Hey,
Oh,
man.
Singletary,
Some kale.
and maybe neighbors will reel one in and run one in too. So yeah,
I hope
think,
so.
those
Jones
guys.
Brandon, I got a
Jones
tough
couldn't-
one for
Jones
you,
couldn't-
Brandon.
can't find that guy,
Saints
man.
versus Panthers. Saints versus Panthers, Brandon, in New Orleans.
I hate doing this, but I got to take the Saints in New Orleans. I really do. I feel like those games will come down to who's at home. I don't think anybody's going to cover a spread in those games. I don't know what the spread is, but I think
-4
the
in New
Panthers-
Orleans.
The Panthers, I love the head coach, but it's so new. It's so new. It's like the Bears, but a little without Eberflus. You know what I mean? It's just you have a different head coach, a different offensive coordinator, a different defensive coordinator. You've got a rookie receiver, Leggett, who's going to probably start. You got Deontay Johnson, who's a new piece. Bryce Young still gotta show us, man. He's still gotta show us.
He's going
The guy
He's
that gave $100 million contract to run the ball is garbage, Sanders, and they don't have Brooks yet. I still like the Saints winning that game.
And check it out. If you guys on underdog, y'all doing a 5-leg parlay, take both of those field goal kickers for the other team. They probably gonna go in 1.5 field goals apiece. Take the field goals for I don't remember that, but Graham Gano.
To Dustin's point, the Panthers just lost one of the greatest defensive players in the NFL, and it just
Brian
kind of
Burns.
happened.
Brian
And
Burns.
it's just like, it's
But the field goal kicker should be on your 5-leg parlay for those two. Those two easy locks right there. Those field goal kickers for the Panthers and the Saints.
Dustin, I got a tough one for you, brother. You got to use all the brain power, man. I'm
Let's
sorry
hear it.
you're getting the tough questions tonight.
I got it. I'm here for it.
Falcons Steelers, bro. Falcons Steelers.
That's in Pittsburgh, right?
Nope.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's in Atlanta? Yeah, no. And what's the line?
The line is -3 for Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm taking Pittsburgh all day. I'm taking Pittsburgh all day on that.
Absolutely.
In Atlanta? Okay.
Fuck yeah. Yeah. I'm not. I see Atlanta winning 8 games this year, man. And I see them winning the NFC South with 8 games. That's how bad I think the NFC South is going to be. But yeah, Pittsburgh, that's definitely a win I picked for them. And I think they're going to run it down Atlanta's throat. Atlanta ain't got the defense to stop their run, man. Not in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take Pittsburgh all day on that. And they're getting 3 points. Thank you. Give it to me.
You're not thinking Mooney's going to have a bust-out game for him?
Who's that?
Little Darnell Mooney, he could have a bust-out game for Atlanta.
I'm not thinking about Darnell Mooney
he's
at all.
running down the sidelines after another accurate pass to him.
Yeah, no, I'm not thinking about Darnell Mooney at all, man. I don't know, man. Kirk Cousins could make a difference for that team for sure, but no, I don't see the Falcons being a double-digit win team this year.
No, they got desperate, man.
Hey, look, there's 2 more kickers to put on your 5-leg parlay when you go on. For sure. Those are locks now. That's 4. You just got to pick one more.
There's the D-Lock.
I think the Steelers score some points against that Falcons team, man. That Falcons defense is questionable at best.
They got no pass rush.
Listen,
They got no pass rush.
Hey, guys, listen, guys, I'm down here now.
George Pickens scores a touchdown in that game.
I'm not a Falcon fan by no stretch of the imagination. Never have been. But they are a 10-win team.
I like the Bucks. I like the Bucks, man. I like the Bucks in that division.
Get on DraftKings now. You heard it first on the D-Lock. 10 wins or more. Let's go. All right, next question. Straight to you, Darius. D-Lock, lock it down. Here we go. Cell block. We got Dolphins, Jaguars, bro.
Ooh, what's the line?
The line? You might have to do a few for this one. This one's tough, bro. Miami -3.5.
Rock some rails.
A little bump will do you. It's a hell of a drug.
I'll take Miami. I play it safe. I'll take Miami.
Okay. Yeah.
Matter of fact,
I think that's fair, but it is a little tight, down in the same
very tight
area and all that, and you just kind of wondering what each team's going to do. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not just. Yeah. I'm really not very confident in what Jacksonville is going to put out there on defense. They have that one shining spot on the line. That young kid, he knows how to get to the quarterback. But other than that, man. And the way
if Walker steps up this year, they got 2. Because if Walker steps up this year, then that's a different story for that Jacksonville team. Walker drafted him number 1 overall for a reason. They expect big things from him. So
the way Miami likes to throw that ball around, man.
There's so many games.
Nice weather. Yeah, I don't think Jacksonville. I think they might be like a 6-7 point win from.
Their geriatric head coach is.
Yeah.
Speaking of geriatric, I got a really tough question for another AFC game for Captain Salty Trubisky, aka I hate Jim Miller.
I like Jim Miller. He just, put on a little weight since he left the game. That's it. But I'm a
That's
Jim
all
Miller
good.
fan.
Well, good. You can shake his hand when he sees you and he looks down.
I'll shake that
How
big
you
meaty
doing,
hand
good?
of his.
Hey, no, it's the Colts Texans, and that's a barn burner according to this thing. It says Houston -2.5, and that's in the Colts. That's an Indy.
Wow,
It's a good game.
that is a good game. Who's favored? Houston.
The Houston Texans by 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5.
I'll take the Colts in the points. I think it'll be a close game, 1-point game or something. It's going to be coming down.
A lot of points, 49.5,
Yeah,
and
1 point.
49.5 for the Dolphin Jaguar game too. A lot of points on them.
I think the Texans are going to score 28 of those.
So,
49.
Got to see how Jonathan Taylor's looking. The offensive line for the
Oh.
Colts. So, that
Great
man.
offensive line for sure. Solid offensive
Richardson's not the guy at QB.
Colts
I'll tell you.
offensive
Give me
line
the
is top.
Texans all day in that. Give me the
Brandon,
Texans.
today was
That's the
leg
deal.
day, and they keep cramping up on me on this damn table.
Colts
Eat a banana.
offensive line is
My
top
legs
3 for sure.
Eat a banana, Captain
A
Salty.
skip leg day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
just too
don't think Richardson is
Just don't look at him in the eyes when he's eating the banana.
I don't think
Right.
he's great at quarterback.
Hey, what about the Raiders Chargers? Now that's a tough one, Brandon. Chargers versus Raiders, first game. Harbaugh, huh? Let's go. LA Chargers -3.
Yeah,
That's not
I'll
a
take
good
the
draw.
Chargers all day.
All day.
I like the spread, I do, but the Raiders team is not going to have a good season.
What do you guys? Yeah, I was going to ask you, what's your take on the Raiders? Because I haven't really
They're
done
bad.
much.
I
They're
picked
really
them to go 4-13.
They have both tight ends now, or did they ship the other really good tight
No,
end?
they
off?
got
Now
both.
it's not
They
bad.
got
Bowers and
Michael Mayer and Bowers. Yeah,
Yep.
Bowers,
Bowers
who was
is-
the dude they had before Bowers that was a stud?
Darren Waller's gone. He's on the
Waller's
Giants.
gone.
He's out.
Waller's
He
retired from the NFL.
Yeah, he
That
retired.
guy
What?
did not want to play football.
Yeah, he retired.
Damn.
The Giants should have asked him if he wanted to play
Trax,
football before they signed him.
But Trax, they drafted a second-round tight end out of Notre Dame last year, Michael Mayer, and they drafted a first-round tight end and Brock Bowers this year.
Bowers. Yeah,
That's how you
what
build a
do.
good football team, guys. Draft tight ends in the top 2 rounds in 2 consecutive drafts.
Sure.
Yeah, I was a little. Yeah,
Hey guys,
Brock Bowers
hey,
is a
they
great
got
player.
that Pro Bowl. They got that Pro Bowl QB and Gardner Minshew out there, man.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
boy.
Minshew mania, baby.
Yeah, the Pro Bowl don't mean shit. We all know that. Mitch Trubisky made a Pro Bowl. Get out of here.
Dude,
Yeah, I like.
it's when I got this jersey.
I like Jim
Well, you
Harbaugh's-
got Minshew's jersey too. Bring it out. I know you.
When Mitch made the Pro Bowl, that's when I ran out and said, "Oh, let me go get."
I like the Chargers to cover the spread. I like Kimani Vidal. I like the Chargers are going to run the ball down the Raiders' throat. They're not going to put Max Crosby is the best player on both sides of the ball in that squad. He really is. You can say what you want about Devontae Adams. That Raiders team is not good. I don't believe in their head coach. It's a Cinderella story. It's all great. I don't think he ends up being the coach that they move forward with for the future. I think he's terminated by the end of the year, to be honest. But I think the Chargers finish better than the Raiders in that division, and it starts with week 1.
I like the Chargers to make the playoffs. I
I don't love
Herbert's
that
a little
idea,
hobbled,
but
but he should be all right.
mean, what's different
Alt.
is
it's Joe Alt
Herbert.
time. We get to see possibly the best left tackle in football moving forward besides Trent
Oh,
Williams.
baby.
What you got,
Herbert.
Trey?
Dustin,
That
what
team-
about the Sea Chickens and the Bunkin Broncos, bro? Who you got there?
Where's it
It's
at?
Seahawks -6.
The Seahawks are at home then.
It's in
I
Seattle.
hate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I hate that spread.
That's a
Yikes.
big one. That's a big one.
for that,
Again,
for that
I-
game.
Here, I might say this. I think the Seahawks win that game, but it's by a field goal. So I would take
Who's
the
their
Broncos
coach?
with the points.
Yeah,
Hey,
Who's the
me too.
Seahawks coach?
I agree with you, Dustin.
Ravens
Who's the
defensive
Seahawks?
coordinator last year.
Oh,
Yeah. He's
Well-
been the Ravens defensive coordinator for a couple years. He's a hell of a coach, I think. That Ravens
yeah.
defense
Is
played hard.
it McConnell? What's his name? McConnell?
Mike McDonald.
McDonald.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
Mike McDonald.
oh.
Sorry, did I cut out there?
No, you're good. Solid. Okay, Browns Cowboys, Darius. And that's in Cleveland,
tough.
and Cleveland is favored 2.5.
Yeesh.
Ooh, whoever wins gonna win by 3. That I can say that, but
Your cold hard D lock.
Got a kicker love tonight,
Whoever
bro.
wins will win by 3.
Whoever wins will win by a quantity.
Whoever wins is going to win.
In all seriousness, and I'm very hopeful with this. I'm going to take the Browns by 3.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Browns.
You got them covering. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't think Zeke in his belly shirt ain't gonna carry him like Charles Atlas?
Nah, that defense is too good, man. I don't think. I think Dak Prescott is a very good QB. I do have him on one of my fantasy teams. Him and CD Lamb. That tandem is
You know what
very
Zeke?
good. But
You know
I
what
think
Zeke? Elliott?
nah.
He's back with his belly shirt.
I ain't buying. I'm not buying into that. I think the Browns.
You're gonna call Ezekiel Elliott chubby now?
No, he always wears that belly shirt. You know he wears the belly shirt.
Yeah, I think
It's all about what you wear, bro.
Darius,
It's all about what you wear.
I think the Browns handle business, man.
Brandon Cooks too.
Yeah.
They gotta.
Yeah, without a
Bye,
doubt.
Dante.
Like I said,
Thank you for joining us.
I think that Browns
sure you guys
pass
like and
rush with the
subscribe.
Dak Prescott, man.
Miles Garrett though, that's a nasty man.
Man, he's
That's
nasty.
a nasty
I
man.
did. I think I've disagreed with Darius on every pick he's made.
Hey, listen, man.
He's
Look,
got a lot of love for kickers tonight. I see that.
hey,
Yeah,
listen.
for sure.
Hey, look, kickers get you paid, man. Kickers definitely get you paid.
I hear you.
Sure. For sure.
We all should have been kickers. We'd be rich and just had the best seat in the house.
Yeah,
Hey,
kickers get you paid, man.
All right, here we go. Buccaneers, Commanders. Here's a tough one for you, Salty.
That is a tough one.
Buccaneers at home.
What's the spread?
They're at 3.5. Tampa Bay's favored 3.5.
That's easy.
Yeah.
I am man, that is tough because I think they're both teams that are fucking mulling and garbage right now. And so I'm gonna go with Washington.
Washington?
Yeah.
Nice. Hey,
Guys,
listen, man.
Versus the
Going out on the limb. I
Buccaneers.
love it.
Yeah.
I don't think
Guys,
either
don't
team
follow
is
them
gonna.
Yeah, the Bucks are winning that game and they're
Yeah.
covering.
I think the Bucks will be blitzing coming off the bus, gentlemen.
Baker
And
Mayfield finished as one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL last year. Over the last 8 weeks, he was
He
outrageous.
sure did.
It's gonna be a welcome to the NFL moment for that young man, and I hope he's prepared for it in Washington.
Daniels?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
You're going to be running like a chicken with his head cut off with that offensive line.
They're gonna be coming from everywhere, man.
Oh
yeah, bro. Hey, I will say, coming from everywhere, listen, boys, this is what concerns me about the Bears right now. Hard knocks or not, I think everybody is circling us on the calendar. We might have on paper, Brandon, we might have the easiest schedule or one of the easiest schedules in the NFL, but when everybody's hearing about you, that ain't where you want to be at when you're on the come up. You know what I'm saying? It might take a little bit more to come up, a little bit more of your comeuppance to come up than than normal. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
the
Bears are gonna have to put themselves on the map, and I think that happens, guys. If the Bears win week 2, right? Like if they
At
beat
Houston?
beat the Titans, nobody cares. If the Bears win week
I care.
2, if the Bears win week 2, that will make them Darius took the words out of my mouth when Cap was on the show. I don't like the darling, because that's what the Bears are. They're the darling, and it's like you're not just pretty to look at. Once you beat the Texans, you're making a statement to the rest of the league that like we're here to fuck shit up. That's we're not good
Right.
on paper. We're good. We're not.
It's
because
gonna
you're-
come down to the
because
leadership.
right now it's just pretty, right? It's just pretty.
Yeah.
Like you see it on paper and it's pretty, but when the Bears, because their schedule is so easy to start the season, the Texans are the team that if they beat, it's like, oh shit.
Well, let me say this, Brandon. They're not gonna beat the Texans. I'm sorry. I really wish they would. I don't see them winning that game, but that don't mean that they're not gonna have a successful season. They're a talented team. There is physical
but you understand what
ability.
I'm saying.
Hold on, let me finish. Just talked. Let me finish. They have a lot of physical ability, but it's gonna come down to if they're disciplined, if they're well coached, and if the leaders on that team work harder than everybody else. If they're doing the intangible stuff, this team is gonna be a 10-win team. If they're not, then we're going to see them turn into a 6-7 win team, man.
Yeah, but
it's really going to come down to, is the coaching good enough to keep these guys on track? Because the talent is there.
That if the talent is there and the coaching is good enough, they can beat the Texans. That's the
Texans
game.
have more talent, though. The Texans have more talent, and they're at home.
No, they don't. No,
yeah,
they don't.
do. Yeah, they do.
It's not like the Texans are going to be a 14-point favorite or anything. I mean, it's going to be,
Okay, if you were trying to win a game to save your life, Captain Salty, who would you pick to play it right now? The Texans or the Bears?
To play
Trubisky.
The
Bears offense.
You're picking.
Texans
you don't know who you're playing, but you need to pick one team that's playing for your life. Are you picking the Texans or are you picking the Bears right now? Not the both.
Picking the Bears every time.
I don't think that they're far apart.
Dustin, it's irrelevant.
I'm picking the Texans.
What I'm saying to Trax is Hard Knocks and all the hype and all the media love, the darling of the NFL, because they are the Texans. The Texans were last year. We are the darling of the NFL. So imagine that if the Bears beat the Texans, they are proving to the NFL world, fans, coaches, media alike, that they are the real deal. It is not about. My
comment was expounding on what you're saying, because if they're going to do that, they need to establish an identity. The coaching staff needs to establish an identity.
They're better than teams on paper, but that doesn't matter, guys. We know that the Bears are better than most of the teams they're playing on paper. They are. They just.
I was adding to your point, Brando.
The Bears can go in one of two directions. They could start off losing to the Titans, which says to everybody in the world, paper doesn't fucking matter, right? If they beat the Titans and then beat the Texans, it is, we are a team beyond what's listed on our roster. We are a winning football
If they lose to the Titans and beat the Texans, what then? It's a long season.
I got the Bears as one of the top 5 teams. I do not have the Texans as a top 5 team. So that's why I say
you're wearing a Mitch Trubisky jersey.
Sure.
Not next week, you won't be.
But Trax, to my point.
Last week I was wearing a paint.
They are the media darling.
Yes,
they
you
really
were.
are.
I remember that.
They are the media darling. They're going to play a lot of bad football teams to start. So it's not going to be easy to get respect by beating teams like the Commanders and the Patriots and the Titans. They're going to have to beat a good football team before they get into that second half of the schedule, right? That's just it is what it is. They're going to have to beat a good football team before they get into the nitty-gritty in the second half of that year, when they actually start to play winning football teams, because they're going to play trash to start the season. I don't think the Jaguars are good. The Cardinals, I think, beat the Bears, to be honest. But if they beat the Texans, it says to the world, we're not your media darling. We're not your Hard Knocks team. We're not good on paper. We are a good football team. That's what we are.
There's no doubt about it.
How did we get here from Buccaneers Commanders to
you got us here, Trax. You brought up the Bears, and then we started talking about that. But I agree with you 100%, Brando. I agree with you 100%. If they beat the Texans, that sends that message. All I'm saying is, even if they lose to the Texans, they can still send that message. They can only play who's on the schedule, but they have to do it. They have to do it in a way that shows that they're disciplined and that they're ready for those games, regardless of who they're playing.
Especially since that's their first away game, is a really tough team. So if you go into that game and you lose by 3 points, like, I don't think
that could still mean that they could still send a message. I
don't think anybody's going to think the Bears are not a good football team if they go in that game and lose.
Here's something I want to share with you guys, because ugly games are real pretty when you win. I don't care if it's an ugly game and we win, because liars figure and figures lie. And if you chop up a video and make it look pretty and you don't show all the flaws in between, all you're doing is putting lipstick on a pig. That ain't nothing. So I'm telling you right now, boys, this is just a work in progress. I understand what Brandon's saying. I understand what Dustin's saying. I think you guys are arguing damn near the same point. He's just saying that week 1 don't matter as much as week 2. I think together, everything as a cumulative, all of it matters as you go up. But you can only play who's in front of you. So if we win week 1, well, it's the Titans. We were supposed to. If we lose, we'll get kicked in the balls either way, you know.
Right. When you beat the first team that you're expected to lose to, you're no longer the darling, right? That's my point. It's like the Bears are an underdog. The Bears are not favored against Houston.
But Brandon, I just want to hear this from you because I think you agree with this. It is important for us to win our first game, especially our home game, our alumni game.
And they will. And Trax,
game.
they will. The Bears are going to beat the Titans. And I'm going to say that with all the confidence in the world.
The Bears are favored in 10 games.
You're going to be at the game, bro. You'll be at the game.
Hell yeah. The Bears are favored in 10 games this season, guys. That's crazy.
Right. So for them to win one of the games, for them to win a game early that they're not favored in would be a big deal for the Bears.
What are we favored to win the first game by? What's the point spread in the first
4.5.
4.5. What's the point spread? Do they have it out, or is that like?
I believe 3.5. They're projected to lose.
Yeah, 3.5.
To lose.
Trubisky concussed much? That was your question.
They don't have an official number, but they've got some estimated number of what it would be. But it's probably
it's 3.5. Yeah,
it's probably so. To say that we're going to win for sure the first game based on that, and then lose the second game for sure based on the spread, you got to throw the spread out the window sometimes. I mean, last year we started out 0-4.
A lot of people get paid a lot of money to make those spreads, though, guys. They win a lot of money on those.
It's pretty amazing how they're able to do that, too.
Speaking of spreads, let's get into the Lions-Rams game. Lions-Rams. Detroit is favored minus 3.5. 3.5 points they're favored, and it's a 50.5 point game. 50.5, that might be the most points all week long.
That number might be
that game must be a SoFi.
That number might be low for that game. I think they'll go over that.
Oh, Colts Texans ain't that far off. They're 49.5, boys.
No, the Rams Lions is going to go over that. I wanted to pick the Jets Niners, but Brandon disappeared. Brandon, this is your pick. I got the Jets Niners. Rams Lions in Detroit.
The Lions, without a doubt.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what's the spread on the game?
Detroit's got 3.5.
No, definitely take the spread on that game. Take the Lions. Take the Lions cover.
I might even take the over, boys.
The Rams. I'm with Cap. The Rams are a really good football team. I have them making the playoffs. I think the Rams have one of the best skill set position groups in the NFL. Kyron Williams, Puka Nacua, and Cooper Kupp are a lot to handle for any defense in the NFL. But the Detroit defense, I think they get to Stafford. I think they get to him early and often. But I also believe that any team that's playing in Detroit this year, guys, like Dustin said to Jared Goff's point, if you're playing in Detroit, you're going to have a hell of a time dealing with the Detroit Lions. I don't see Detroit. Majority of Detroit's losses this year are going to be away, 100%.
Didn't the Rams draft somebody in lieu of Aaron Donald's retirement?
Jared Verse and Braden Fisk they drafted in this draft.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They had a good draft. They had a really good draft.
Yeah. Because we need someone they need somebody to replace Donald. They need that, that.
They drafted Blake Corum too. Am I correct?
Yes, they did.
And Dustin has mentioned before on the show, guys. He's mentioned it many times. They lost a pivotal piece that people always look at Aaron Donald. They lost one of the best defensive coordinators in the entire NFL. Without a doubt, he's a top 5 defensive coordinator. He's not a guy you replace.
He's a coach. Yeah, that's why he's the head coach now. Yeah,
he's the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons.
Darius, last question of the night.
This one's mine. This one's mine.
Dustin. It's Dustin.
Sorry, Dustin. Sorry.
All good.
You guys are like bros, so it's difficult. Monday night, September 9th, okay? Big game. And I could see why, because both of them have great defense, but they both have good offense. So the total points is 43.5. I'm not sure what to think about that. Tough question, Dustin. All night you've been getting them. Niners versus Jets. The Niners are at home and they're favored 3.5, bro.
I think the Niners win the Super Bowl this year. I think they're the best team in the NFL. And I think that 3.5 is a good number for them at home. The 43.5, I don't know. I like the over on that. I think we're going to
Is it
see
the defense? Is that what they're thinking?
I don't like the over on that at all.
No, I like the over on that. I think we might see more fireworks than people expect with those two teams to start this season.
Not on the first week, man.
No, I disagree with you.
I agree with
So,
you,
like,
Justin.
what are we talking about? 24-20 as the final score?
Wait. Let's see what Darius. What do you think, Darius?
Nah, I agree with Dustin. That's gonna be a hell of a game, man.
We got a moral break.
That's gonna be a hell of a game. I think
sloppy football.
I don't think San Francisco.
Not from those two teams, no.
I don't think San Francisco's secondary it has much to be desired. I don't.
Well, they're getting Hufanga back at the safety position, which is a big
I hear
deal.
you, but that's only one side.
Yeah.
Well,
Travarius Ward was one of the best cornerbacks in football last year too.
I ain't buying it.
Well, you just gotta watch.
I mean, I watched him, but I'm not buying it.
Well, just statistically,
Brock Purdy struggles in that game.
Yeah,
it's a really good defense.
But even if Brock Purdy struggles, they can still run the football.
Is Williams back? Is Trent back?
It's a tough team to run against.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be
to run against.
It's gonna be ways.
San Francisco runs on everyone, bro.
Listen,
if it was my pick, I'm saying take the over the 43.5 points. That's a 24-20 game. I can see that happening easily, and the Niners will cover that 3.5. The Niners are going to win that game.
Shanahan's a hell of a coach, man.
Hell yes.
Hey, Darius, you're all about kickers tonight. Do you know where your booty is? The kicker, your booty? Falcons.
Nah, that's Kim.
Young-Hoo Koo.
Yeah, Yahoo Koo. Kim.
Oh,
Koo, whatever.
Yeah, Young.
Where's your booty?
Booty kicks for the Niners.
Moody is on the Niners.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Michigan.
Maybe it's gonna come down to a field goal, bro, with your booty.
Man, listen, man. I think that's gonna be a heck of a game, man. That's must see TV. I know Aaron's been out for a year. Aaron's been out for a year, but still in all, man. I think that's gonna be a good one.
Bro, Monday night you got on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN Plus. 3 channels. They want to make sure we get it, boys.
You can watch the Manning cast.
I think the Jets struggle to run the ball, and it's a rough game for the Jets. That's what I think.
The Niners are winning it for sure.
But hey, wait, Brandon. Don't they have Breece
Hall?
Breece Hall.
Yeah, and he's going against the defense you'd like to go against last.
Least of all.
Oh, yeah. I don't see the Jets moving the ball very much in that game. I really don't. Garrett Wilson.
He can catch good. Maybe Rodgers uses him as a catching out of the.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I expect.
I think the Jets score 14 points at most. I'm giving them most.
Bro, my brother. I'm from California. I always rooted against the Niners. My brother's a Niner fan. I'm actually pulling for the Jets on this one because of that. So we'll see what happens, but I'm not going to hold my breath. I definitely think Niners should go to the Super Bowl for sure. Last year I thought they should have finished.
Yeah, the Jets.
I would love to see Kyle Shanahan win a Super Bowl. Kyle Shanahan deserves the fucking Super Bowl, man.
Well, that's kind of unfair because you've got a little nepotism there because your loving brother you just spoke highly of earlier, named Kyle. So
Kyle. Kyle. No, Kyle Shanahan's probably the best coach in the NFL today. He deserves the Super Bowl. He's gotten there. He's just got to finish, man. They got to finish.
He's pretty damn good.
You don't deserve nothing. You got to earn it. The Niners haven't earned it.
And he's made some really bad play calls.
I'm just going to say he's been too good.
Yeah.
All right, let's pass the mic and close it out probably in the next 5 minutes or so. Any parting words, Darius? Anything you want to say?
Hey, pleasure working with you guys as always. I appreciate Cap. I appreciate working with Cap tonight. That was a pretty cool experience. Hey man, we're one step closer to the regular season, man. Hopefully we can stay clean and keep and stack up some wins, man, and get to that postseason where we have a chance to get to the big game. That's it for me.
That's right. Well, yeah, I want the same thing too. I know we start out with a easier schedule, especially in the beginning, and then everybody says it gets tough because we're playing our division, which is one of the toughest divisions in football. Hopefully by then we'll be rolling. We'll have a solid record. As we know, the refs always favor the better team. So a lot of times you'll see like a good team against a bad team. Kansas City people claim they're getting the calls all the time. Well, probably are. They always favor the better team. That's how it is when I played 6-inning softball too. When I played on real good major teams, we get the calls. When I played on shit teams, we wouldn't get the calls. And the same thing goes with the NFL. When we start out our regular season rolling, whatever that record will be, it'll be fantastic. By the time we start playing our division, we'll start getting some of them calls. We'll roll through our division, come out on top, be the hottest team going into the playoffs, and let's go.
Guys, I want to thank Dano for being a part of the chat. Dante,
Ant Mass,
Ant Moss, Bearski. We missed you tonight, Cliff. Hope you're doing okay,
Bruce.
Cliff. We'll see you probably in the next one. Cheryl, Bruce.
Oh,
Also want to thank
forgot
Trax. Trax, thanks as always for giving me the opportunity to talk to Dave Kaplan and for being on the show tonight. Want to thank Kaplan for giving us his time. Obviously, guys, you guys are a busy man, so big deal. Trax, as always, thank you for allowing me to be a part of that. I do want to shout out, guys, to the 4-Star Chicago Sports Monday nights at 6 o'clock moving forward. Myself and Dustin will be on there. We do a lot of collaborative work with CSP and Trax himself. So shout out to everybody in the chat tonight. Shout out to Trax. Shout out to Dave Kaplan. Shout out to 4-Star Chicago Sports and Chicago Sports Podcast. And yeah, that's about it.
Salute.
Yeah, man. Same deal, man. It was a pleasure to talk to Cap again. The second time we've had him on. Really appreciate him taking the time. Appreciate you, Trax, kicking down doors to make sure that we do get awesome guests like that. I love being here. I love doing this. You know, just talking sports with you guys. This has been a blast. It always is. And to get to do this with and it's just a blessing, I think, you know. So appreciate the opportunity to get into this Trax. And yeah, 4-Star Chicago Sports. We just did a show tonight, predicted division winners. So you guys can go check that out. It's on YouTube. It's on our YouTube channel. You know, like and subscribe that. We'll be coming out with some shorts throughout the week too. Check those out. CSP, always a good show. We're on Monday nights. We're on Wednesday nights. We're on Thursday nights. We're on Friday nights. Y'all can get us most days of the week. I can't wait to see the next show.
Yeah, check out
We also got
podcast, Chicago Sports Podcast 2.0 on Facebook, guys. Always has the news before it breaks. Check that out, guys.
Hey guys, I want to thank you all for being on here. I want to thank everybody in the chat as always. Special shout out to Bruce Pham in the fam. He's killing it, man. He's on high level alert. This guy is breaking news, man. He's faster than the word of God. He's covering 3 different places, man. He's just dropping it like it's hot news everywhere. He's great, man.
Hey, Trax,
that's not easy either.
Trax,
people think
no,
it's
not
easy.
Trax, any word from Cliff? It's the first show I've not seen Cliff.
If I would have texted him, he would have been here. I've been texting him if I'm like, hey, where you at? So I
Cliff,
think
we hope you're doing good, bud.
Yeah. Well, we'll also have a show on Tuesday too. These boys are coming out. It's going to be called The Rising Stars. And basically we got a guy from like Chicago area, and he's in high school right now playing at a high level. And then two kids, one college, one in high school. I think he's junior or senior year for Griffith. And they've put over like 100 and almost like 120 points in 2 games. So he's a kicker on there. Both of them are kickers, actually.
High school football?
Yeah. Yeah.
Trax,
So that's
I got a baseball player you got to talk to.
okay.
Rising
Yeah.
stars.
So it's all rising stars. It's kids that are ascending into college or from high school playing at a high level. Remember back in the day when we were reading our newspapers to hear our local heroes, our local studs, the kids
yeah.
just chop it up and do really good. That's gone. We need to save that. We need to keep it real. Everybody's trying to look at the stars that are higher up, man. These boys are our future, and it matters to our local town and our local neighborhoods, and that's what we want to do here. We had it going for a little bit last year, but the young lady that ran it, she's now in law school. Her mom's been a judge in the area for like 40-something years. And so she said she needed a pause for the cause and have a little break. And so at some point she'll be back, and we'll have it, open arms, whatever. And hopefully, us derelicts, we'll probably need a good lawyer on retainer anyway. So maybe she'll give us a little cut, a little discount. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, boys, getting back to the cause, man, we've got a really good show Saturday at what do you call it? Worth Stadium Club with Doug Plank. He's been on our show a few times already, and now finally we get to go pick him up, take him there, hang out, sign autographs, do a little pod, get the club, get the group hyped there and all of that, and then take them back to to the Bears. They got a Bears alumni dinner that night, and then Sunday we will be on Wabash. Brandon and I will be there. Maybe Salty will be there, but Brandon and I will be there for sure. We're going to have Jim Miller there. Salty, behave, Salty. And he's going to be signing autographs and stuff and whatnot. And then we'll be going to the Bears game. And this will be my first I have a press pass. I have the press pass, guys.
Your first credentialed game. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my first credential was at the Hall of Fame, but my first Bears credential. Yeah. Well, no, that was a Bears credential game, but regular season at Soldier Field. Yeah. So that'll be cool. Lou Canellas, all those boys will be there. All the local legends and stuff. I'll be up in the box, press pass, 200 level, all that, locker room, field, all that good stuff. So special shout out and thank you to Chicago Bears for making my dream happen. Send me that email, man. I almost peed my pants, boys. I was so excited. I was just like, did they get the wrong number? Oh, wait, this is an email. I had to take another look, man. I was excited, man. So we'll see what happens moving forward. They says they're going to look at some other things for the weeks coming on. Usually, like, the whole deal with week one is so filled up. There's like 50 people that they could put in there week 1 through 18, right? But they said they wanted to get me on the field. They wanted to get me in the press box because this is where Mongo gets his ring, and they believe in their heart that I will capture that moment better than anybody. I'll make sure it's on video. I'll make sure it's pictures. It's going to be a really, really nice event, and it's long overdue. Thank God for Mongo getting it. And, man, he's still kicking butt and making sure he gets there, Lord willing. He makes it there to Sunday. He's only got 5 more nights and a wake-up in order for this to happen, to where he gets that real nice big ring on his finger, man. I'm excited, bro. I'm so excited. So,
Mongo.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Big accomplishment.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
Thanks, man. Hey, I want to tell you guys something. A big accomplishment for you fellas and everybody else that's on our shows to be here and have a guy like Kaplan, because listen, it's not easy to get a guy like that. And it's also not easy to get a compliment from Kaplan where he actually tells you guys good questions. So that speaks volume about everybody that's in the house, not just me. And I have that comfortability every time I knock a door down. I know you guys got my back, and you know how busy work gets at the steel mill and everything else. So if I'm not available, I trust you guys to be able to go ahead and how you doing, keep it moving, run this stuff. And you guys do a great job. I've never had any complaints. The shows are spectacular. Now you guys got your own show on Monday nights at 7:00. I mean, it's good. We got great things in store for us. And I can't thank you guys enough, and everybody that watch our show, that's a part of our show, that likes, that's in here, that subscribe to our show, that hits a notification bell, so you guys all know every show that we have, and that you comment weekly and you're with us. We are nothing without you. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. No uncomfortable silence went on through the whole thing. It went really smooth and professional, I thought.
Yeah. No, you guys did a great job. If something happened to my computer or anything and I had to bow out, I would have been in the best hands that I could think of. You know what I mean? So thank you guys. I appreciate you. Love you guys, man. So
Salute.
D-Lock, Salty.
let's get out of
Always a
here. Let's
pleasure.
get some
Terry, it's always a pleasure, man.
All right.
Likewise.
All right,
Darius,
guys.
It's a pleasure to work
you're
with all
okay.
you guys, man.
Hey, you guys hang out before we end the stream. I'm going to end the stream and let's just say a little word real quick. And then, all right, guys, have
Bear
a good
down.
night.
Appreciate
Strike
you.
count up, bear down.
Bear down, Shark.